Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your July 2025 numerology report with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. This month, we step into the of reflection, analysis, and the deep inner knowing, with Saturn and Neptune both going retrograde and Mercury preparing for its retrograde in the sign of Leo. The last remnants of forward momentum are beginning to slow. So the question really becomes, what did you do with the time that was leading up to this moment? Now, if you don't know me, my name is Raphael. I am an astrologer, tarot reader, numerologist, and energy worker. Those are my core four. That is my bag. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, the subscribe button. If you are a continued sub in my return in my, you guys know you have my heart and you know Rafi loves you. Thank you so much for being here. So, let's get into it. The universal 7 month is ruled by Neptune. Neptune's now in the sign of Aries, but it's about to slam on the brakes and go and do its retrograde dance. What have you learned? What have you begun to really understand at a deeper, spiritual, even level about the world, about your desires, and more importantly, about yourself? July is a month for study, reflection, introspection, and deep diving into the data, whether that's external information or the insights that are hidden within your own psyche. Confusion may arise this month, right? But confusion is often just really an indicator that we don't have enough information. And so there may be a quest for more knowledge this week or a seeking for or of more knowledge. And really and truthfully, the quality of information is really what sort of determines, or should I say, the quality of information that you have it really is a tell, right? So, like, if you're confused, it means that the quality or the level or the quantity of information that you have is just not cutting it. So this month we dig, right? We dig, and this is a month to get deep with it. Seven is what I have affectionately called the universal student and teacher, and that quest for knowledge is really a big part of this. Seven, being the universal student and teacher, is really a number that asks us to seek truth through study, reflection, and inner exploration. This month is a quest, right? Not necessarily like a literal one, although for some of you this might come with a travel element, but an internal journey toward clarity. This is the true number of the hermit, right? Certainly in terms of the numbers and their vibrations, the hermit is, because the hermit card in tarot is actually the number nine, but the hermit and all that it stands for is very much a seven energy. This is the true number of the hermit, a call to withdraw from the external noise and seek wisdom and maybe your own counsel in solitude. Seven is also both spiritual and scientific. It wants to marry the intuition and the logic, the facts with the faith, the mysticism with the reason, right? This is a number that brings things together in synthesis in that regard. This month, listen to and pay close attention to the emotions that arise within you because they're going to be speaking very deeply. With a universal year number nine, combined with a universal 7 month, the call is absolutely coming from within the house this month, right? Be mindful of what is truly yours versus what is being projected onto you from or by the world outside. If the world begins to feel overwhelming, step back, withdraw, recalibrate. Now, if you are thinking to yourself, what's all of this business about the personal year, what's all this business about numerology? Let's say you don't know your life path number. There is a playlist of numerology videos where you can learn how to calculate your life path number, where you can learn how to calculate your personal year number. And then there is a video for each life path number and a video for each personal year that you can, vibration that you can experience. Those are, I love them. They've been so very well received and loved by you guys over the years. They are up and out there, so knock yourself out, go and enjoy. Now, the key themes for this month, this Universal 7 month. Well, the first one, magic and mysticism, a heightened connection. The Neptunian element or influence of this number is going to heighten the desire for spiritual connection, especially for those that are naturally drawn to mysticism, hermeticism, magic, mysticism, spirituality, all of those kinds of things. This is a powerful month for intuitive work, for dream work, for divination. Any form of reading that you get this month will likely be very, very deep and really will bring you, great answers. Hopefully, I like to think that my readings already do that, but and if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the link in the description box below. Those with a mediumistic tendency or ability might find themselves more able to open up to messages from the other side. If you've got those kinds of gifts, this is a month like, and if you've got those kinds of gifts and you already find them overwhelming, my advice would be this month to really do your work around spiritual cleanliness, and also around shielding your own energy. Expect an increase in synchronicities and signs and spiritual knowledges, nudges and knowledge this month. If you're sensitive to energy, really honor your boundaries this month and protect your space as best as you possibly can. The veil is thinner than usual, and not everything that reaches through may be welcome, right? Number two, the second theme that I want to explore for you, sleight of hand, the fog of Neptune, right? With Neptune's influence strong, there is also a possibility of misdirection and illusion, as there is with seven energy. It just goes with the territory, unfortunately, because it has an air of mystery about it, right? Pay attention to what you're being told to focus on, because it may be a distraction. With Saturn and Neptune both retrograde, disillusionment is absolutely possible because things aren't what they seem, right? This is where you're promised I don't know, where you're promised the moon and the stars, and what you get is a rock. It's kind of like, like looks like this on the model on Instagram, and then it looks like this when you get it home. Um, right, watch out for that kind of thing this month. Because it could absolutely be a theme, right? Trust your inner senses over external narratives. I cannot stress this for you enough. I'm not talking about your fears. I'm not talking about your traumas and your triggers. I'm talking about your inner senses and what this is going to require for you to really discern whether this is just your fear or your anxiety speaking versus your intuition. This is a month to really get acquainted to, how does my intuition speak to me? How does my intuitive faculty show up in my life? Now, for those of you that have already checked it out, you will already know this, but many moons ago, I created a 2-hour masterclass called the Intuition Activation Webinar. There's a link for that in the description box below. There's also a coupon code so you can get a tasty little discount off of it. It's really some of my best work. I go into all of the clairs and how those may show up for us. And the reason I created that webinar was because the truth of the matter is, how my intuition speaks to me is not how it's going to speak to you. You could line up 100 different psychics in a room and they would all give you, yes, there would be a general theme for things, absolutely, right? Because it's all one source. But how it speaks to them, like individually, would be different. You get 100 different explanations because we're all unique. And what I tried to do in that is to give you clear and concise examples and exercises to do to develop, to strengthen, and also to clarify how your intuition speaks directly to you. Check it out. As I say, there's a link in the description box below that could, for some of you, I think you might really enjoy it. Um, Now, that being said, when in doubt, pause, right? Or the Kabbalists, the new organization of Kabbalists, they have this thing called pause, what a pleasure. Um, and it's a really, really like it's a really basic tool, but that's what's so brilliant about it, right? It's really basic, but it works. When in doubt, pause, what a pleasure. right? Don't make impulsive decisions this month. Let the fog clear before taking action. And truth be told, this is not an action taking month, right? Unless there's something that you really, really have to do, something from your doctor or a surgery or whatever. This is really not a month for external action. Which leads me nicely to my next point: rest and recuperation. The mind needs space. Seven energy requires solitude. This is a deeply porous energy of soaking energies up, right? Emotions and information from the world. We're all going to be that much more porous because we're all experiencing this seven energy. If that is the case, you do want to make sure that you're having time to wring out the sponge, right? Slow down, pull back, process, retreat into nature as much as I possibly can. You guys know me, I am an absolute hobbit at heart. Wherever I go, if there's a patch of grass, you better believe my tootsies are going to be out and all over that. I try to go for a walk in nature at least once a day. Just not just because it's what I like to do and because I'm a hobbit, but because I know that their health benefits to it are absolutely incredible. Again, this is scientifically proven. If you don't believe me, look up the grounding phenomena. Look at the studies of people who garden, right, regularly, people who spend time outside. The life expectancy is longer, right, because they're constantly exposed to different things. But also, did you know that watching and looking at the greenery, the lush, vibrant earth and stuff, it's actually really good for your retina, for the retina of the eye, like to look at the natural world, trees and grass and rocks and mountains and streams and lakes and all of that stuff. It's actually good for your physiology. Retreat into nature. And because it's a 7 month, especially near the water, if you can go somewhere where there's a flowing body of water, oh my goodness, you have hit the jackpot this month, right? Because it will really bring mental clarity and it will help soothe you. Take time to be alone. This one really scares a lot of people. Like, I don't really, and I get it, I suppose, because the world, nowadays you're never really on your own if you've got a phone, right? But I don't understand it. Like, it really baffles me that people stress about, like, oh no, I can't be alone, or like, no, I can't spend time on my own, or I can't, um, I can't be alone with my own thoughts. Like, really? Your brain is that much of a fucking minefield? Get a grip. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's probably a little bit mean. And Rafi loves her, but truth be told, take time on your own. And I say this to to family, to friends, especially to people that have kids, right? You need time away from being a wife or a father or a mother or a husband or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a parent or, whatever the role is that you fulfill to somebody in your life. Taking time alone to just be by yourself in your own space is how you decompress. And when you can do that, you effectively de-stress yourself to the point where you are better for everybody else that you come into contact with. All right. So there's always a method to the madness. It's not just me saying like, oh, just spend some time on your own. Right. Um, take time to be alone, especially if you haven't given your mind enough space to process things. This is a month to gather information, to reflect, and let insights unfold naturally. Next one, confusion, the inevitable challenge of seven energy, right? Confusion is baked into the experience of the number seven. And that's not to say that seven people walk around confused their whole lives, not at all. What it means is the energy of confusion pretty much belongs to this number because of the other attributes that it has. When things feel unclear, resist the urge to force an answer, right? This is something that I had to get really comfortable with in my tarot practice. For the first 2 years, I was like, oh my God, no, people are paying you, you have to have an answer. There are some times now where I'll say, I don't know, but I can do my best to find you an answer. Working, like, obviously the tarot course that I teach, I love that course. I've given so much to that course to perfect it over the years. But I got really comfortable with being a teacher and saying, I don't know the answer to your question, but I promise you I will find one, right? That's the best that you can do sometimes. Sometimes what you're seeing in others in a 7 month or in a seven energy is actually a reflection of yourself. So pay attention to that because the mirroring effect of seven energy is going to be real out here in these streets. You understand? People who lack self-awareness may struggle a lot this month. I'm just going to be really honest. Be mindful of what energy you absorb from them, right? So if you feel like you're spinning out or you feel like you're getting sucked into somebody who really just has no clue, then this month is asking you to step back, unplug, right? Just stop feeding the drama. Step away from social media. If you can get off the internet and unplug for a bit, go for a walk, clear your head. If you can get your feet in the sea or a lake or a stream or the ocean, oh, like, yeah, you will be fine. Clarity will come, but not through chasing answers, but through allowing the space for them to emerge. You just collect the data, just collect the information and analyze the information. The answer will emerge from the information that you absorb. Mysteries, the unseen and unexpected. Seven is the energy of hidden things, puzzles, revelations. Expect things to go missing, only to reappear at some unexpected or weird place. Unsolved mysteries or unresolved issues, both personal and collective, may resurface. This is the kind of month where something lost years ago suddenly turns up, and you're like, oh my gosh. And if you have pets, I will say this is a month to keep extra eyes on your pets because mysterious vanishings tend to increase under this energy in a 7 month. So please just be extra careful if you've got fur babies that, go out often on their own. Finally, analysis, the one thing that you can control. If everything feels uncertain, analyze. Don't drive yourself mad. Know when to put it down and step away. This is not the devil card, honey. Right? Seven is the number of logic, data, and critical thinking. And it asks the questions, where have you been? Where do you want to go? What is the gap between the two? Crunch the numbers, look at the data, and get real about what needs to happen next. Your brain is and you've heard me say this before, your brain is the most powerful supercomputer on the planet. Use it before it uses you or wears you out. All right. So, the thing that I want to bring you this month, and I'm really excited about this because it ties so nicely with what is unfolding in this month. And it's also something that I have been working on myself with for a while now, which is how this actually came to be. So, in tarot, there are four virtues, right? And so, what I'm bringing you is the four virtues, which is a spiritual deep dive. This is not for everybody. Let me just say that right now, okay? It's not going to be for all of you. Some of you might be like, no, that's a bit too woo-woo for me. But for those of you that really are deeply invested in your spirituality and want to develop that and take it, like as far as you possibly can, since this month, July, is the Universal 7 month, and this is the energy of deep study, introspection, and mastery. And it's perfectly aligned with this course that I've created. It's an 8 week self-paced experience that is designed to help you learn not just tarot, but to live it. Right? Seven is the number of the seeker and the mystic and the analyst. It calls us to reflect and to refine and to dive deeper into the wisdom hidden beneath the surface. This course is not just about learning more tarot and learning more meanings, it's about knowing yourself at a deeper experiential level. It's about bridging the logic and the intuition gap. integrating what you know with what you feel, and embodying the wisdom of tarot in your daily life or experience. This is an 8 week immersive experience that's going to help you understand the four virtues and how they shape you. You're going to use tarot as a tool for self discovery, for discipline and spiritual refinement. And it's going to help you move beyond just knowing the cards into truly integrating their wisdom into your life. And finally, at the end of this, there will be a live Q&A session to help you cement and deepen your understanding. All right. So you can get that. There's a link in the description box below, but I will move on to the final thoughts of, the numerology for the overarching part before I get into the life path sections. July is a month for reflection and refinement, right? This is not a month for rushing forward, it's a month for going inward, all right? The magic is real, but so is the illusion this month. Trust your instincts, withdraw when you need to, wring out the sponge, let your mind breathe. Let the mysteries unfold, right? Sometimes the answer isn't missing, it's just waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. This is your month to step back, reflect, realign. The world will still be there when you return. Trust me, I know, I learned that recently. Right? But you'll come back with clarity, with purpose, and a deeper understanding of where it is that you're going next. Excuse me. So, for the life paths, what messages do you have this month? So, for life path one, you are refining your foundation once more. This month, tend to business, right? But do so with precision and structure. And anything that feels confusing or unclear, get it clear, right? Whatever it takes to make that happen. Kick the tires on everything. Make sure that they are solid and functional. Assess what isn't working and what is, and celebrate where you've shown up for yourself, but also get real about what needs to be improved. This isn't about being self critical, it's about fine tuning your path so that it serves you better moving forward. All right. For the life path two people, sorting through priorities and energy management. What is outstanding at this moment in time? Deadlines might loom. It could feel like your goals keep shifting or they're just out of reach. Align internally, right? Decide what truly deserves your time and effort and attention. Don't force clarity, right? This is a dreamy, slow moving energy. So rest when you're overwhelmed. This is not about a month. This is not a month that's about forcing progress. It's really about alignment with the right progress. Okay. Life path three. This is about defining your true north. This is a big month actually, especially for self-inquiry. What does being true to yourself actually mean right now? Not in general, not as a life statement or goal or mission or whatever, but right now, what does it mean for you to be true to yourself? Are you still on that path that feels right, or are you just following momentum? That's what I want you to really consider this month for yourself. Sometimes as well, like we assume that we're heading in a right direction because we chose it, but then when we pause and we realize like, oh, actually this is a path that I've deferred to, right? This is a really great month for you to recalibrate your desires and make sure that your current goals still align with who you are becoming, right? And what I mean by that is exactly as it sounds, like who you are becoming as opposed to who you already are. If you're a life path four, leaning into the fluidity of life. This is not always easy for you guys because this month is going to be a lot less structured than you like, right? Reality may distort, time feels stretched, things may not necessarily be as tangible. Everyone is feeling it, right? It's not just you, it's a collective energy shift. Your usual methods of control won't work this month, right? But that doesn't mean that you're lost, doesn't mean that it's not working. The challenge and the lesson this month for you, Life Path 4, is understanding that structure doesn't always come from rigid lines. Sometimes spirituality and intuition offer a kind of structure that logic alone can't. All right. Life path five, social and situational awareness. You guys, I love my life path five people. I absolutely do. Um, and which is how I can say what I'm about to say to you, right? Because I know you guys will take it on the chin and just be like, ah, Raf, no harm, no foul, right? It is what it is. You guys can be a little bit callous from time to time, and it's not out of spite. So if you're a cross watcher, the Life Path 5 person, they never do this stuff out of spite. They're just naturally very brutally honest about everything. And the way that people can sometimes receive that, if they're more sensitive or maybe they're not used to criticism or whatever the case might be, your particular brand of tough love, etc., can be a little bit of uh, it can be a bit of a slap in the face, right? This month is a month of contradictions for you. You'll feel pulled to connect with people, to jump into social like situations, and even pursue romantic and spontaneous encounters. But there's a catch, right? People may say one thing. Ooh, nice little energy shift there. People may say one thing but act another way. Mixed signals and miscommunications are going to be everywhere. The best approach here is to keep things light, fun, and detached, right? Network, interact, enjoy the connections, but take it all with a pinch of salt. I think that's going to help you navigate this month better, but also in terms of the situation awareness, this might be one of those times where you want to be really selective about what you're saying in certain company, meaning if you're out for a fancy meal, you don't start talking about, I mean, insert, right? Like my life path people, life path five people are crazy. Like they will talk about anything, anywhere, and you're kind of looking around like, this is really not the place for this conversation. Right? There might be some of that. So this month, I want you to try and heighten your social and situational awareness a little bit. All right, network, interact, enjoy your connections. But as I said, A, take it with a pinch of salt, and B, just be aware of where you are. Is this the kind of thing that I should or could really say in this environment or to this person? Life path six, endings, completions, realignment. This is a month for something. This is a month really that says something needs to be let go of. You're making space here. What's past its expiration date, and deep down that you know that that's the case. Letting go is not about loss. It's about making space for something better to come in. Focus on your own habits and routines. Are they really serving you, or have they become obligations to others? This is a month to get really honest about this, right? It's a powerful moment of assessment, and it will clear the path for what's really sort of shaping up for you, especially when you consider that this month being more about being a 7 month, it's really more about you, right? Observing who you are and what your patterns are, and where maybe you are reliant too much on being needed by other people as a life path six. All right, I'm gently calling you out there. Life path seven, your month of self discovery and duality, darling. This is your month. Double seven energy will amplify everything. Expect more interaction and external demands than you'd like. What you want versus what you're being asked to do or to give or to be, etc., might not necessarily align. Excuse me. But here's the thing, you get to choose. This is your month, right? Balance is the key. When the world demands you show up. And when it doesn't and it's quiet, retreat, right? Find the balance in between the two. It's potentially a high intensity month, so do pace yourself, set your boundaries on a both inner and outer worlds. Life path eight people. True secrets, truths, and home focused realities. Your focus is inward this month toward the home, the family, and your closer relationships. Information comes to light, some secret or realization, or maybe a truth that you weren't aware of before is going to come up this month. And when it does, I think there may be let's just say it's going to set the cat amongst the pigeons, right? Your first instinct might be frustration, but I'm going to say this, take it as a gift. You know when they say like rejection is God's protection, or as I like to say, like if that path or that avenue is closed to you, it means that your divine sat nav has been redirected in some way. Use this newfound knowledge to your advantage. Most people never get this kind of insight, right? So, what I mean by this is whatever is shared with you at this time might be uncomfortable, but it might be one of those times where it's like you never get that level of feedback. And I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to link to a video in the description. And if you're a Life Path 8, I want you to look in the description for that video. There are times where we end up hearing things about ourselves or situations or conversations, etc., and it can be really, really hard. But because somebody's not aware that you're there or that you're listening, it can be some of the best fucking feedback you ever get in your damn life. All right. It might be hard pill to swallow, but trust me, it could be so, so good. All right. Now, and who doesn't love a little cup of tea, honey? For those of you that are Life Path 9, think twice before you react. I'm just gonna say it. You guys know I love you. I got love for all of you, truthfully, but I love my life path nines. I love my life paths sevens as well. I love my fives. I love my ones because ones get a really bad rap. They get a really bad rap. But you are very reactive, right? There's no getting around it. Life path nine people are very reactive to their experience, to their environment. They are, right? You're ruled by Mars. What do you want, right? This could be a little bit of a rockier month for you. Your number already tends towards extremes, and so the energy amplifies that. We're back in retrograde season, and with Neptune and Saturn in new territory, whilst being retrograde, the energy is somewhat unpredictable. Before acting, think twice. This is a time to really, before you open your mouth, be really intentional before making a decision. Reflect. This is not a time for reactivity, it's a time for really deep consideration. Make choices from responses, not reactions. As we step into the master number vibrations, Life Path 11, this is about rewriting your internal narratives. This month, look at the stories that you've been telling yourself. What beliefs do you carry that are no longer serving or building you up or creating the life that you desire? What is true, like what is actually true versus what is just a well rehearsed narrative? Right? What is actually true for you versus what is just a well-rehearsed narrative. This is a time for brutal, and I mean brutal self-honesty, because clarity really that you get now means momentum when things go direct once more. Why do you give what you do? And it's time for you to get clear on the answer. For the Life Path 22 people, this is about service and higher purpose. This is a month about the collective and not personal gain. I know, I know, I know. Life Path 22 people are like, oh, it's about the peasants once more. Like, where can you be of true service? What is your larger life purpose? How is the universe guiding you towards something bigger? It's a really good month for you to clarify your mission and not just for what you want, but what the universe is bringing to you. Finally, for the Life Path 33 people, grounding the magic into reality. This month is a time for you to anchor everything that you've learned, your insights, your lessons, your spiritual revelations, and need to really take a real world form now, right? It's no longer just about being in here and being in this lofty, oh, so spiritual ways. And you've got to get your feet on the ground. No more escaping into the clouds. This isn't about existing in theory. This is about facing reality, who you thought you were versus who you actually are, right? You know, they say, like, if you want to find out who somebody is, observe them in the moments where they don't think that they're being observed, right? Real talk. This month, your job is to be here fully present and embody the wisdom that you have gained, right? All of that soul wisdom, all of that, look at me, I'm the most exalted and the biggest life path that there is, the greatest master number. It's useless if you can't use it in reality. It's useless if you can't share it with the world. Something that one of my greatest mentors, I miss him so dearly. Like when I tell you, like I miss Moise with my heart, my full heart. And I remember, I never forget one day. This was in the infancy of Radiant Reality. And when I tell you this guy, he absolutely tore a stripe off of me. I mean, like he really went in. And I tell you what, it was the first time that someone had really like cracked me open. And I heard every word that he said, and it really wasn't comfortable to hear. I'm not going to lie, like it really wasn't comfortable to hear. But I tell you, it was one of the greatest um, tellings about myself that I'd ever had in my life. And it really helped me elevate everything that I do, right? It's all well and good being this lofty, amazing, enlightened life path number 33. But if you can't bring it to ground and use it to help other people, it's wasted, right? Well and truly. All right. There's no point in having all of that power and doing shit all with it, but drinking it or pissing it away. All right. And I say that out of all love, but get your feet on the ground this week, this month. Okay. Final thoughts for July, the month of reflection and integration. This isn't a month for rushing forward. It's a month for really deepening your understanding. This is really about finding clarity and how that comes through contemplation, not reaction. And also the mysteries that surface, the illusions will fade, and the truth will be found in the quiet moments of self discovery and analysis. Let this time be a moment of recalibration and alignment. And the answers will come when you give yourself the space or you create the internal space to receive them. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. If you haven't yet, make sure you join my mailing list. There is a link in the description box below. You sign up, you get 3 weekly emails from me. We have a good laugh. You guys love them. I love hearing your responses. Sometimes I even respond back to you guys. It's just incredible hearing your stories, and I love the way that you invite me into your lives in return. I love it, and I'm really very grateful. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll see you soon.